Oh, Year 12. I'm trying something a little bit different today. I'm going to try our first video-based lesson. The reason for that is there's not that much to get through, really, but there's two things. And just looking at them yourself, you might get a little bit confused because there's loads of arrows and boxes. So what I wanted to do is talk you through it. It'll only take me about 10 minutes, and then it'll hopefully give you a better understanding ahead of doing the exam questions kind of in your own time. So the first objective today is to know our key definitions, and it's all based around confidence today. So the first type of confidence is sports confidence, and that's just your general belief to be successful in sport. And that's just general sport. So you lot will all have relatively quite high sports confidence because you all do PE, you all enjoy PE, should be a lot more confident than what maybe other people will be when playing or performing in sport. Now, different to that is self-efficacy. Now, self-efficacy is the confidence in a very specific situation. So, for example, you might be very confident in sport generally, but when you play football, you might have low self-efficacy because you don't think you're very good at football. Your confidence is lower in football. It can be quite specific. So your confidence in football might be high, but in the situation of taking a penalty, your self-efficacy may be low. So remember, self-efficacy is in a specific situation, not just generic confidence, it's the confidence in a specific situation. Self-esteem is the feeling of self-worth or how valuable, which determines how valuable you feel. So the feeling of self-worth, that determines how valuable you feel. Now, similar to what I've just said, an example of this is someone might have high sports confidence, might have high self-esteem, however, may have low self-efficacy when playing golf because they've never played golf before, or when they do, they're not very good. So self-efficacy is the important part, really, because it's in specific situations. And this is kind of what the two theories are about. And the first theory is Vealey's model of sports confidence. And this is exactly what I mean, where there's arrows, there's boxes, and it can look quite confusing, but actually it's not that difficult to understand. So the example on this diagram is a golf putt. So I'm going to use that example throughout, but the example could be anything. The model, the theory works exactly the same no matter what specific situation you put in there. So the objective sports situation, this yellow box here, is the situation that you're in. And for example, here we've got a golf putt. So we're going to imagine we're in a golf putt situation. So the final shot in golf, we have to put the ball in the hole. Now coming off there is two things, the orange box and the purple box. The orange box is trait sports confidence. Now the word trait means general, genetic, stable. So your general sports confidence. So how confident you are in sport in general, genetically, kind of just your general feel about sport. Not in the specific situation, just general confidence. And the purple box is how competitive you are. So it says competitive orientation, and it's just a very fancy way of saying your competitiveness. So for example, you might have really high confidence generally in sport, and you're really competitive because you really want to do well in golf. You really want to beat your friend, you want to win the competition, whatever. It could be the opposite. You might have low confidence and you can't really care less about golf, so your competitiveness is low. It could be one or the other. So your confidence could be high, but your competitiveness in golf is low. Now, those two things link into the green box, which is your state sports confidence. Now, that's different to trait because your state sports confidence is in a specific situation. So remember, trait, the orange box, is just generally how confident you are. State sports confidence is in that situation. So for us, the golf putt. So if our confidence is high and we're really competitive, we want to do well, then our state sports confidence, when we're about to take that golf putt, should be relatively high, which then obviously has impact on performance and the outcome from that performance. Now, hopefully, if confidence is high, our performance is good and the outcome is positive, the ball goes inside the hole. However, the theory doesn't stop there. Now, it looks like it stops because it's right at the bottom. However, the arrows, the model. because the outcome will then affect future performance. So if the outcome is good, then your confidence is going to be even more. And your competitiveness is likely to be more because you know you can do well and you know you can win. However, if you miss that golf putt, even if you was confident before, you're going to be a little less confident because you've missed the last time. And it also might make you a little bit less competitive, which means the next time your state sports confidence may be lower. And in football, this is quite a common thing. Taking a penalty, if you miss, then you're really nervous the next time. Even if you're really confident beforehand, because you missed the last time, the outcome then affects future performance in terms of you're confident and how confident you are. So a few kind of key points that you might want to get down. Obviously, you might want to pause this at the end just to get the notes down. This will help you with the exam question. So the notes are just going to repeat what I've just said to you. And every athlete has a level of sports confidence, which is trait, so SC traits, trait sports confidence, and your competitive orientation, so your competitiveness. So everyone has a certain level of confidence naturally and has a level of competitiveness. It differs in every single person, but everyone has that. And those two things determine our SC state, so our sports confidence, our state sports confidence. So in that specific situation. So those two things affect our state sports confidence in that situation. The amount of sports confidence state, so SC state, we have should then dictate our performance. Now, hopefully the likeliness is if your SC state is high, your state sports confidence is high, then your behaviour, your performance should be better because you are motivated, you're confident. On the opposite to that, if it's low, then your performance is likely to be tentative and lack confidence. And ultimately, that means the outcome of the event will be linked to your performance, but then will feed back into future performances in terms of your competitiveness and your general sports confidence, so your SC trait. So it's a constant cycle. It never stops. So you're going to pause that and get that down. That's it for that theory. The last theory is Bandura's theory of self-efficacy. Now, this is the same Bandura that came up with social learning. Now, here's a theory for self-efficacy, which is a lot more simple in terms of these four things. If the four things, the green boxes, are positive or good, our self-efficacy will be high. Behaviour and our performance will be good. If they're low, then our self-efficacy will be low and performance will be low. If there's a mixture, then obviously it'll affect kind of how confident you are in that situation. So the four things. The first thing is performance accomplishments or performance outcomes. And that's just your past experiences. So we'll use, gymnastics, a somersault as an example. Now, if you've done a somersault in the past and done it successfully and done it well and safely, then because of the past experiences, you're going to be more confident in that situation of doing a somersault the next time. If the last time you did it wrong and you hurt yourself or you landed it wrong, then your confidence is going to be lower, so your self-efficacy will be lower. Now, he suggests this is probably the strongest influence, which makes sense. If you've done something in the past, then your confidence the next time should be higher. Your self-efficacy should be higher the next time because you know you can do it. The next thing is your vicarious experiences. Now, that's just what you've seen, what you've observed. Now, if we watch people, so in a class, the rest of the class can do a somersault. That's going to make us more confident because we think, if they can do it, then so can I. The opposite, if everyone does it wrong and everyone hurts themselves, when we get up to do our somersault, we're going to think, well, they've all got it wrong, so how am I going to do it right? I'm probably not. So we're going to have a negative effect on our self-efficacy. Now, what's really important on this bit is it must be someone of similar ability. So a peer, a friend, a teammate of similar ability. So if I see, my mate do something good in football, I think, well, I can do that because I'm as good as it. If I watch Ronaldo or Messi do something in football, that's not going to give me any more confidence because I know they're out of my league. So the vicarious experiences must be someone that we can relate to. Verbal persuasion. And that's just being persuaded by someone, especially a significant other, will give us more confidence. And I do this all the time in PE. So imagine in rugby and we're doing tackling, and in year 7, the students are really nervous because they're going to hurt themselves. If I teach them, I say, no, you can do it safely, you can do it really well. That verbal persuasion, me talking to them, me persuading them, encouraging them, will then give them the confidence that they can do it. If I say to the student, you're rubbish, you're going to hurt yourself, then they're going to lack the self-efficacy to do a tackle. Last one is emotional arousal. So how much we can control our emotional state. Now, if we're under-aroused, we're not going to be up for performance. If we're over-aroused, it can lead to anxiety. So the more experience you have, the more able you are to control that. So if all these things are positive, our confidence, our self-efficacy will be higher, which means our performance should be higher. So if I'm taking a penalty in football and I scored the last time, so past experience is good, brilliant. I've also seen my friend take a penalty and he scored, so that's good. My coach has said to me, well done. You can definitely score a penalty. Look how good you are at penalties. Encouraging me. And then I'm in control of my emotional state. I'm not anxious or anything like that. If all those things are positive, like I've just described, my self-efficacy is going to be higher, my performance is going to be higher. And again, it can be for any sport and example. The theory never changes. And that's it in terms of teaching. Your work now is to do 3 exam questions. The first one is a 4-marker. Explain the effects of having low self-efficacy on sustaining a balanced, healthy lifestyle, and describe 2 strategies to raise self-efficacy to enable a young person to adapt a balanced, active, healthy lifestyle. Now, there's 4 marks in this question. So if we look at it, we know the second part of the question, describe 2 strategies to raise self-efficacy, is worth obviously 2 marks. Which means we've got 2 marks left over. So we probably need to explain 2 effects of having low self-efficacy. Just get to the point and explain it. Don't have to go pros and cons. You could use a practical example to describe your strategies, but it's not asking for one, so not necessity. And that's 4 marks. And we've got 2 6 markers. The 2 6 markers are exactly the same question, but for different theories. This was from a couple of years ago. Confidence is a significant feature of successful performance in sport. The figure shows Bandura's model of self-efficacy using practical examples, analyse how the model can have an effect on performance. So what you're doing is talking through these 4 things, how it can affect performance, using practical examples. That can be the same practical example throughout that you keep describing, or a couple of different ones. But you must give practical examples, otherwise the maximum match you're probably going to get is 3 or 4. Again, you're just describing it. Don't go pros and cons, anything like that. Just performance accomplishments. What is it? Example, next one. And the question is exactly the same for Vealey's model of sports confidence. Using practical example, describe how the following model can have an effect on performance. So exactly the same. Describe each element or each feature of the model. And again, using a practical example, the same one as I did with golf putt, or different ones to describe that. And again, don't go into too much detail. Just describe what trait sports confidence is. For example, competitive orientation, for example, and so on. And that's it from me. I hope this has worked a little bit better, and I hope it saved time and addressed some misunderstandings that you might have had. If you are stuck with anything, you just got to get in contact with me, email me, and I'll help. See you later.